what do you like more, setting your teammates up or scoring the ball yourself?
Honestly, I think setting my teammates up, I think that just provides so much more energy to the team. It gets everybody going, and when everybody can touch the ball and get going in that way, I think it just, everybody just flows a little bit better. The offense flows a little bit better. But that's something I take a lot of pride in. At times I think I can try to overpass and probably could be a little more aggressive to the basket. But yeah, I think with the weapons that we have on our team, it's just easy for me to set them up, especially with AB, playing pick and roll with her, and our chemistry is just slowly developing and getting better and better. And yeah, I think we're just, learning as time goes and each game goes, we're just getting better and better.
You've had an absolutely whirlwind first half of your rookie campaign. I want to ask you how much you're looking forward to this break, right, coming up, and sort of how much that played into, people would love to see you, right, at the skills challenge and 3-point challenge, but just how did that play out? And
honestly, that's the main reason I'm not doing it is, to be honest, I'm pretty mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. I've been competing for a year straight. Tolls can be taken, and obviously I've been very fortunate to have so many great opportunities over the course of the last year.
Caitlin Clark had the best rookie season in the WNBA. The rookie sensation took the league by storm and surpassed every expectation. Now she just announced something shocking on live TV. She is leaving. Her announcement has spread like wildfire as everyone is reacting to it. While she is not the first rookie to play overseas, Caitlin Clark had a transformative impact on the league. Her presence took the league to levels even the executives never thought was possible. You can argue that Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA with her electrifying play, eye-catching passes, and impressive shooting precision that drove fans wild when she played. Despite all her accomplishments, Caitlin Clark faced a tough time in the league where she was often targeted and didn't receive the protection she needed from refs. Her situation was a major talking point during the season, as she was under immense pressure even though she tried to change the game. Now, she has announced her departure, and people are struggling to come to terms with it. The question on everyone's minds is why? What could make a rookie sensation who is on the path to being the face of the league leave it all behind? But here is the shocker. Caitlin is not angry. It is more like being tired of poor officiating, bullying, and apparent neglect by those she expects to protect her. At least that is what her body language says.
That were tough. We became more resilient. It didn't always go our way, but it helped us become more resilient in the end. And I think, like I've said, I really admire this group, whether it was the coaching staff or whether it was my teammates. Every single day they showed up with a positive attitude. They showed up with the same exact energy. They just wanted to get better. They wanted to help us find a way to win. But they wanted to do it in the right way. And those are the people that you want to be around every single day. So I feel very lucky to have coaches that gave so much, not only to myself, but also to my teammates, and teammates that, not only pushed me to be better, but were also a shoulder to lean on when things were tough. And they made all that a lot easier for myself.
All right, last one. I think we got the Zoom figured out. Howard, do you want to go ahead? Yep.
Earlier this season, she expressed her frustrations with the treatment she gets from the players, officials, and the WNBA. She said, "I feel like I'm being hammered and everybody is physical with me." Her statement tells you all you need to know about how she feels after giving so much to the WNBA. It is more than winning or losing a game. Caitlin Clark doesn't feel safe while playing on the court. The fact is that the league judged her using a different scale from other players in the WNBA. Then, you have to consider the way other players have treated her. It is almost like she has a target on her back. Recently, Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun made a bold statement saying that some of Caitlin Clark's fans are only supporting her because she is white, in a league that predominantly has black people. But why is Caitlin Clark's exit such a bug ideal? I mean, she isn't the first player to go overseas to play. Breanna Stewart and Diana Taurasi both did it a few years ago. Well, Caitlin Clark is not an average rookie. She plays the game differently. We've never had a player who consistently takes and makes logos. 3S, a player who can space the floor like this and then manipulate defenders and pass with accuracy and velocity. She's one of the best passers the women's game has ever seen. She is a transcendence player. However, she struggled at the beginning of the season, which is to be expected of a rookie. But she slowly adjusted to the physicality of the WNBA, while her teammates adjusted to her style of play. The #1 overall pick of this year's draft, Clark led the league in assists and three-pointers made while setting numerous records. Speaking of records, Clark pushed the WNBA rookie scoring record to 761 points, during her team's 110-109 win over the Dallas Wings, finishing the game with a career-high 35 points. The 22-year-old broke the rookie record of 744 points, set by Hall of Famer Simone Augustus, who was picked by the Minnesota Lynx in the 2006 WNBA draft. Unsurprisingly, Clark also set the WNBA rookie record for three-pointers with 122. That's the second most in WNBA history, behind the 128 Sabrina Ionescu hit last season. She is the first rookie to ever record a triple-double in WNBA history. It was also the first triple-double in Indiana Fever history. She had a second triple-double for good measure. She was the fastest player to have 350 points and 150 assists to start a WNBA season, regardless of experience, and became the fastest player to hit 100 three-pointers. She was the first player in WNBA history to record a line of 20-plus points, 15-plus assists, and 5-plus rebounds in a game. Clark has also become the first rookie to record a triple-double and holds the most three-pointers made by a rookie in league history. While her performance on the court is short of superlatives to adequately describe it, her performance outside the court is equally impressive. She almost single-handedly increased WNBA viewership. She attracted over 1.5 million viewers during the regular season. But there is more. ESPN reports that it averaged 1.2 million viewers for its games, up from 440,000 a year prior. By comparison, the NBA's average rating last season for games on ESPN and TNT was 1.56 million. Some 3.44 million watched the WNBA All-Star Game versus 5.5 million for the NBA All-Star Game. The Fever alone garnered 5 games with more than 2 million viewers, and 18 with more than 1 million. This wasn't just Sunday afternoons on ABC either, but she didn't just attract fans for Indiana Fever alone. She attracted fans to the entire WNBA, and her presence kept these fans too. The Clark fans came and didn't leave. Instead, they followed every game. Some of them, no doubt, began watching other teams as well. Yes, Clark was the main draw, but more people today know the brilliance of Aja Wilson and Brianna Stewart than they did a year ago. But here is where things get wild. Her presence has gone beyond selling out arenas both home and away. Her jersey has become the best-selling in WNBA history. Now, let's talk about the financial side of things. Caitlin Clark's presence in the league wasn't just about electrifying plays and diehard fans. It brought in real money. Her influence on ticket sales alone brought in over $5 million during the regular season, which represented an astronomical growth of nearly 97%. That amount is a significant sum for any league, and not only the WNBA, a league struggling to keep its heads above water. All these reasons are why her possible exit from the WNBA is such a big deal. Those sold-out arenas may start becoming empty seats, as we saw a decline in attendance when she exited the WNBA playoffs.
Go third row there.
Eric Graves here with Fox 59. You mentioned the 3 weeks just in Indy so far, walking around with your hood up. Have you had any time to settle into the city at all, do anything around town, or has it just been
Not really.
all basketball?
No.
Do you
Not
look
really. I
forward to
heard the
having that
zoo's
time?
really good, though. Is the zoo good? Yeah. It's like one of the best events of the year is like zoo.
So the league and fans will lose more than her incredible shooting precision. They will lose a role model for future generations. Looking at the financial aspect of things, you might assume that Caitlin Clark is making a fortune. However, the reality is different from what many expect. Caitlin Clark only makes $76,000 a year. The #1 WNBA draft pick had a deal with the Indiana Fever for $76,000. While you can make the argument the salary is small, you should know that the entire Fever franchise payroll stands at $1.2 million. For those that don't know, Diana Taurasi was paid $1.5 million in Russia, which is over 1,000% of her salary in the WNBA. Interestingly, Clark is not only leaving the WNBA, she is taking her fans with her to the other side of the Atlantic. She started in her press conference, "I need to get away from all these," which is a pretty significant statement from a player many expect to be the face of the league for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. I don't think people always realize the University of Iowa was one of the premier universities in Title IX. Dr. Grant was obviously somebody that was very close to my coach, and Coach Bluter was the one that hired her at Iowa, and she wanted women to have as many opportunities as men. And if it wasn't for her and it wasn't for the way she fought for women's athletics, I'm not sure I would have had that opportunity at Iowa, and I'm not sure, people would have showed up for the women's basketball program in the manner that they did every single night. People don't realize the women's basketball program at Iowa had so many fans before I got there, and then they continued to rally around our team.
However, it remains to be seen how she will cope with a new environment. One thing we know is that the European leagues are known for providing more opportunities for female basketball players. The officiating is far better too. Do you think Caitlin Clark will leave for Europe? Let's hear your comments in the comments section. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and smash the notification bell.